Hello everybody from Plant Reviews UK. Today is the 4th of April and I talk now about one of my favorite fragrant hedges, that is Osmanthus Crossbarkwood. It's a plant that I bought 4 years ago actually. I had just bought my house and it was a very small plant. I bought it for £8.99 and I was very happy that day because I bought it together with some Skimmia japonica and the Viburnum Crossbarkwood. All these three are plants that have beautiful fragrant flowers, and this one, Osmanthus Crossbarkwood, is a great plant for hedges. I have it in a pot because I don't have a hedge in my garden at home, so at the moment is here in my allotment. And anyway, it was difficult for me to leave it because I really love this plant and the fragrance of its flowers. They smell very citrusy. It's a very nice smell. It's not overly intense. It's not really intense. However, obviously this is due to because I have a small plant. One day I remember was walking around in Ashford where I live, and at some point came to my nose a beautiful smell of citrus, and well, was coming by this huge hedge of Osmanthus Crossbarkwood. So obviously the bigger the plant, the more plants you have, the more intense is the fragrance. And as you can see, the plant in this period in early spring is completely covered in flowers. So if you want a fragrant hedge, this is one of my top recommendations, together with another plant that I loved, Eleagnus Crossbarkwood, that instead blooms in autumn. The flowers are even smaller than in the Osmanthus Crossbarkwood, but the fragrance is incredible. It's different anyway. The fragrance is very sweet in the Eleagnus Crossbarkwood. So it's nice to have hedges that smell differently and also smell like they bloom in different times of the year, so you can enjoy the fragrance twice a year. Talking again, well, going back to Osmanthus Crossbarkwood, let's talk first of all about some general things about Osmanthus. Osmanthus is a genus of about 30 species of flowering plants in the family Oleaceae. The Oleaceae family is actually a family very famous for fragrant plants. Indeed, the lilacs, syringa, and the jasmines as well, they belong to the family, both to the family Oleaceae. Most species of Osmanthus are native to Asia, but a few are from Caucasus and New Caledonia. Osmanthus range in size from shrubs to small trees, 2 to 12 meters tall, and the leaves are opposite, as you can see, and they have evergreen leaves. This particular genus can have plants, basically species that can bloom either in spring or summer or in autumn, and each flower is usually about 1 centimeter long. I'm trying to focus now on the flowers. Yeah, so you can see in comparison to my fingernail, they are about 1 centimeter long. They are tubular and they end with 4 lobes. Hopefully yes, you are able to see in focus the 4 lobes of the flower of the corolla. The flowers grow in small panicles and in several species have a very strong fragrance, including there is one that I've been looking for years and so far I have not been able to find anywhere in the UK or back then in Europe, and is Osmanthus Fragrance. It is a beautiful species of Osmanthus, famous because it is so fragrant that in Asia, I think in Japan, but maybe also in China, they make a festival about the Osmanthus Fragrance, and there's 2 varieties, one with whitish flowers and the other one very beautiful with yellow-orange flowers, and they're both incredibly fragrant. So, and this is definitely a plant I am really looking to find, and I didn't find yet, so I'm still searching. But now, well, with Brexit is being more and more difficult to get plants from Europe, so it's not easy to find this plant in the United Kingdom. At least Osmanthus Crossbarkwood is actually one of the easiest plants to find in the United Kingdom, and really it is a beautiful plant. Not only for fragrance, but I like also the small flowers as well as the evergreen foliage, about which I'll talk in a couple of minutes. The flowers, after they are pollinated, produce a fruit that is pretty small, about 10-15 centimeters, sorry, 10-15 millimeters, so about 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter and a half, and is hard-skinned. Dark blue is a drupe, this is the kind of fruit it is, and contains one single seed. Osmanthus are popular shrubs in parks and gardens throughout the warm temperate zones, but I would say this one is perfectly fine in temperate climates, even pretty cold, and several hybrids and cultivars have been developed, and one of these is Osmanthus Crossbarkwood. This is an evergreen hybrid that is a cross between the Chinese Osmanthus devalayi and the Turkish Osmanthus decorus. The leaves are about 2 centimeters long, as you can see, so yeah, they are almost the size of my fingernail, and they are green, glossy and toothed. You can see indeed the small tooths of the leaves. Sometimes it's very difficult to, okay, yes, you can see really the teeth, yeah, of the leaves, and it is a green that is pretty dark green. The flowers are white, and as you can see are tubular and with 4 lobes, as already mentioned, and unfortunately you can't smell on the video. They have a beautiful fragrance. Actually, I found that the Osmanthus devalayi is supposed to be even more fragrant than the Osmanthus Crossbarkwood, so if you're able to find the Osmanthus devalayi, it might be even better for fragrance as a shrub. However, I have to say that I still love my Osmanthus Crossbarkwood. At these sides, they are about yeah, you can see the plant is about 1 meter tall now. I can't really detect the fragrance wafting from the plant. Today anyway is a pretty cold day, but as I said, if it's put in edges quite long, definitely you smell this citrus fragrance around. The flowers are pretty small, as already mentioned. They are about 1 centimeter long, white and tubular, and as I mentioned before, citrus scented. I'm really sorry that sometimes it's so difficult to focus on the details with my mobile. This shrub has usually a rounded habit, but sometimes can become a bit unruly. As you can see, I'm trying to prune it last year, and I prune it pretty weirdly. So I have one side that is completely bare almost, the other side instead is nice and full. Obviously I'm sure that most of you gardeners will be a lot better than me in pruning plants, and as a hedge it really it's a lot easier to give the plant a direction. Obviously in a pot is a little bit more difficult. Also, in addition to be used as a hedge, this plant can be used as a topiary. The flowers is successfully pollinated, as mentioned already. They are followed by black fruits, and the blooming period is early spring, so about March-April. And it is a great plant not only for full sun but also for partial shade. So if you have an area that is not so sunny, this plant can still grow very easily. And actually this plant I found that prefers partial shade rather than full sun. It is one of the most adaptable plants you can find. It is really easy going and can adapt to different kind of soils. Ideally anyway, this needs to be well drained. Also, it is a pretty hardy plant you can grow it in temperate climates between USDA zones 7 and 9. This hybrid Osmanthus Crossbarkwood was developed at Burkwood Nursery in England. So definitely, considering that this plant is hardy throughout the USDA zone 7 to 9, and also that this plant was actually developed in England, I would say this is, considering Brexit time, and if you want to be quite patriotic, so to say, it is a nice plant in these times of Brexit. It's still easy to find everywhere. It is one, I would say, one of the most really beautiful hybrids that have been developed in the United Kingdom, that anyway has a long history in gardening. I mean, I'm Italian, so Italy is also famous for gardens, but definitely British gardens have nothing to envy to Italians or other types of garden anyway. And I think that really the variety of plants that have been selected in this country is absolutely incredible. And still, luckily, even after Brexit, there's so many plants that have been selected in the past decades and in the past centuries as well, that luckily we have still a huge range of plants to choose from. And I would say that Osmanthus Crossbarkwood is one of the best plants in my opinion. It combines evergreen foliage for an all year round interest with beautiful citrus scented flowers, so fragrant flowers in spring. It is very adaptable to a wider range of conditions and really is hardy throughout the United Kingdom. So one of the best plants really for every garden in this country. As usual, I hope that you enjoy the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video and the other videos of my channel, would be great if you can please subscribe. It's completely free for you, but in this way YouTube, if you subscribe, get informed obviously that some people like my plants and my videos, and in turn can support me and my channel to grow promoting on the YouTube platform. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Happy Easter. Today's Easter day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.